Hi there. Welcome and welcome back to all of my regulars. If you're new here, I'm Catherine, and this is just a little bit of my day. I'm going to be working on Louie, Oscar, and William, as I've been calling this book. And I love it more and more every day. And there's Louie, Oscar, and William. I figure this is Louie and Oscar, and there's William pointing out, see, here's my artwork. I don't know. You know what? It's me. You know me by now. I talk to them as I work and ask them if they like what's going on so far. This was in the original text block. There were quite a few black and white illustrations. I'm going to find one so I can show you what I did to it. Found one. So there's several of these in the text block itself. And so I cut a few out that I liked. And maybe we'll get to work on it a bit. But that's how white this was. It was pure white and black when I started. And then I aged it with my favorite antique linen. And then I seem to be back on a vintage photo kick. I was off of it for a while, and I'm back on it now. And that's, that's a woman's prerogative, right? Of course, right. So, and then I just thought, you know what, it sort of reminded me of a book plate. I'm going to hold it up a little closer so you can see. And that was one of the homes that the Morrises lived in. And apparently it was on right on the Thames. So anyhow, I just thought that was beautiful. It reminded me of a book plate, so I put it there as if it were a book plate. And I've been working on things in here bit by bit. And there's the little flat lace. Thank you to Nancy for teaching us how to do that. When she did, if you've never done it, look through her video history and look up she did a series on Let's Make a Traveler's Notebook. And you just work along with it. Each episode you work on another folio, and then you eventually put it together, and you've just got a beautiful traveler's notebook when you're done. And that's where I learned how she does these flat. So easy. I had been doing it the hard way as a mom with 3 girls that I sewed a lot of dresses for. I was making my ruffles for books the way you would ruffle a skirt to put into a dress, to sew onto the bodice. And it makes a beautiful ruffle, that's true, but it's very bulky. And this, it's easier, it's faster, and it's not nearly as bulky as when you actually make a ruffle the way you would if you were sewing a skirt or a dress or a puffy sleeve. This is just so much easier. A glue stick and pinch it together, and you've got a pretty little ruffle, and it doesn't take up as much room. And then you know me, the other side has to be just as attractive. I just don't like when it's just the blank paper back there if there's something that's sticking out over the edge. So I added a little bit of lace and I sewed it on. I had to do a little bit of sewing machine calisthenics, I call it. Calisthenics? Contortions, that's the word. I knew it started with a C. Thank goodness my mom's old machine is still new enough that it has the removable bed. The machine that I grew up sewing on was a flatbed machine, and it actually was screwed right into the bottom of the carrying case. It was a white brand sewing machine, but it was a tough old machine, boy. I used it for years, long after Mom replaced it, and when she started doing more quilting and treated herself to at the time was quite a top of the line Kenmore. And anyhow, I have her Kenmore now. I love it. I use it for paper. I'm sure she doesn't mind. I'm sure she's just happy that it's being used, and that I think happy thoughts of her. Got lots of nice feedback on this little flip out here that I sort of figured out. Look at all that journaling space. Isn't that fun? Again, I didn't think of this. I looked everywhere to see if Mackenzie K has a YouTube channel or even an Instagram, and I can't find anything. So if one of you knows, she goes by Mackenzie K on TikTok, and she's very talented, and that's where she had one of these in one of her junk journals, and I simply did the stop and start and stop and start as I figured out how she did this. And I just love this. I think it's so much fun, and just such a treat. And I don't know whether she did that part of it, but it just seemed to me what a perfect little place to also make a pocket. So I was here this morning working on this. I just wanted some tabs. It's hard to tell the tabs at first when I've got my Post-it notes sticking up, but I do need my Post-it notes at this stage. It just helps me to know that I've got a nice balance of just little things here and there in my journal before I send it off to its new home. I don't like to overfill my journals. I like the new owner to be able to really make this book their own, and I hope that they do. Although I do know that some folks just simply enjoy junk journals from other creators for the pure beauty of the art of it. And you know what? I can appreciate that too. But when I leave space like this, I hope you're filling it up and making it your own, and that my artwork almost fades into the background and your artwork takes over. I think that would be fabulous. Anyhow, so what I made was one of my movable tabs, and this, because it's got an actual film strip in it, and I do believe, I think that's my sister-in-law in that picture, because they had them all turned into photos, and then I was given these weren't ever going to be used again, so they were given to me to make use of. So anyhow, but it's only on one side. When I split it open really carefully with an X-Acto blade. So what I did on this side is I simply put just a little piece of scrap from a box from your creative studio. So now what I'm doing here is I want to make a similar thing, a tag that can hold things. I've already done one side, and these tags, again, I think I got them from your creative studio. That's not supposed to be glued together yet. Obviously my glue was squirting out places. So that's one side. I like how that turned out. I'm always happy to be able to put a robin in somewhere, and 5's my lucky number. So I had to put that in there. Now what I want to do here today, I'm just going to work along until I run out of time. I want to, so this is going to be one side of the tag, and it's going to be a crooked one and movable. So because they're the same size, that will work fine. And this is the other side. So what I did was I glued it around this little label that I made from I think it's the Tim Holtz series of botanical specimen stamps. And then I just added more stamps to it. And so I just glued it around the edge, and then I cut it open with a X-Acto blade, so that if this gets taken off, there's sort of some continuity with the page turn. I love this side. With, you know me, with yellow and red together, it's just one of my favorite combinations, a mustard yellow with that beautiful red. And I say it every time, and I'll continue to say it. So there. Now I need my wax, because I want to make this I want to make it gold. Now I think I have a paintbrush that I already started using the gold wax on, so I'm feeling around over here for it. Yes, I have one. Okay. Here's where I'm going to move this far away, because gilding wax, once it lands on something, even if it plops accidentally, it's on there. It's on for good. It's it just really likes to be a part of things. Now I'm going to get myself ready with a wet wipe so that I can wash my fingers right away, just in case I get any on my fingers. So that's ready to go. I'm going to put something underneath it so I don't make my desk wet. That'll work. All right, so now don't mind me, I just have to smell it. Oh, why can't they make a perfume that smells like gilding wax, or a soap, or, yeah, oh. So this is, I believe, from either Dollarama or Dollar Tree, and I split them in half. They were really thick. They were in their craft section. And to me, if it's from a dollar store, that counts as a thrift store because it's so cheap. And you can see here it's kind of rough here because I split it in half. It was too thick and it would be too bulky. So I'm just getting some wax on there, and I'm just going to make this gold. And it'll really go far. Just keep swirling and twirling, and you'll make your key nice and gold. And try and get it on the sides there. Gilding wax is so much fun. Now I need to start using, I treated myself to some gold foils, and I do need to start experimenting with the gold foils. I'm feeling better about my gilding wax. I have yet to find a really good tutorial on gilding wax that I wish someone would make for me. See, that's coming off. That's okay. It just makes it a little thinner and it'll be a little less bulky, and I don't mind. And I'm just going to just put a little bit of gold on the sides there, and see what I mean with getting the gilding wax on your fingers, because it will get everywhere. So the best thing to do is get this off while you can, or it will get onto your project. This is one of those live and learn things. There we go. I've been playing with ink, if you're wondering. Her nails are yellow. Yes, they are yellow. I've been playing with alcohol ink. All right, so what I will do next is drop my tweezers. I'm going to fold this in half so that the gilding wax goes in there. I've actually learned a new thing. I'm learning something new just about every day with this this new stage in my life, having primary biliary cholangitis. Wow, that's a mouthful. PBC. And when I'm having difficulty finding and searching for a word, yes, it can be a normal thing that we do, that all of us do from time to time. I find I do it more often than I think other people do. It sure feels like it. And I tell stories more frequently, and some very patient people just listen to me tell it all over again. You know who you are. Because I'll say, I'm sure I've already told you this, and they'll say, yeah, you have, but I like listening to it again. Anyhow, that is one of the symptoms of my, I hate saying my PBC. I hate owning it, but I guess I should own it. It's, I got it, and it's not going anywhere. All right, I want a dark ink, just in case. Anyhow, it's part of the PBC, and it's called hepatic encephalopathy, and it is just very similar to being forgetful and scatterbrained, and it can get quite serious if your liver is extremely ill. Right now my liver is doing very well, but it doesn't mean I still can't be experiencing from time to time hepatic encephalopathy, apparently. So I hope you'll bear with me if I do find from time to time I'm searching for a word and my brain can't find it in all the files, in all my brain electrodes, searching, where's the word? And sometimes I never find it till later on, and then it's too late because I've already hit stop. But it's September and we're all learning together. Oh, yes, she's the junk journaler with that bizarre disease that she's still managing to laugh about. You know what? I can laugh because so far so good. I'm seeing such good things with the medication that I'm on. I've been on it for just a little bit over a month now, and I'm feeling an improvement, and that is just wonderful. I want a bird. Hold on, I want a bird. I know there's a robin on the other side, but I want a bird. Oh, a little. I wonder if you would fit on there. Oh. What's this, a goldfinch? If I put you up there, then I could put you down here. Skizzers. I don't want this leaf. Anyhow, so there's, so bear with me if I am, if I seem a little scatterbrained. I am. Hashtag blame it on the liver. It's really nice to have an excuse now. Oh, terribly sorry. That's my liver. Now, that little leaf is going there. Okay. There. I like that better. Okay. This is my Corey Dahman tray that I love. She's very clever, very talented paper crafter. If you haven't had a chance to check out Corey's videos, I highly recommend them. You will learn oodles and oodles from Corey. Just a little bit more. There we go. All right, now. Maybe I want you down here. And that way I could put you up there. Yes, okay. That's what I want. Now, because I used gilding wax, I think I'm going to go with 3-in-1 for the key at least. Just in case there's wax underneath. Oh, I haven't used it in a few days. I don't know where my week has gone. I really don't. I had a few appointments I had to keep. This is a hectic week for birthdays. We have, there are 3 children, 3 of our grandchildren that were all born in the same year. So we affectionately call them the triplets. And 2 of them arrived within 36 hours of each other. I was one exhausted grandmother, but of course also very happy because they were healthy, and you can't ask for anything more than that. Healthy mama and baby. And so the triplet birthdays, one is earlier in the year, and then, like I said, there's the 2 that one was yesterday, one is tomorrow, and they kept us a running. A wonderful, happy running. Going to move you up a bit so I can see more numbers. There. Okay. Anyhow, so that explains part of where my week went. Running around, dropping off and wishing happy birthdays to grandbabies. When you have 18 of them, there's seldom a week where it isn't somebody's birthday, because if it's not a grandchild's birthday, it's a child's birthday. They're adults, but they're still your children, right? And then there's, or the spouse of the child, it's their birthday, or siblings, that sort of thing. And there's always the comings and goings. I sadly lost a cousin this week. I didn't get to know him until, thank goodness for the internet, because he lived out in British Columbia. But he had heard through the family grapevine that I was very much involved in our family genealogy, and he wanted to know more about it, and he was able to get my phone number, and we got to know each other sort of over the phone. So I was very sad to hear. I didn't even know he was ill, and sad to hear that he passed away. Cancer is, boy, a cruel, cruel thing. You know, when you think, oh, I feel sorry for myself, you know, oh, I got PBC, or, you know, if I'm tempted to feel sorry for myself about that. Mine is treatable. So far, it's treatable. Sadly, some patients do not do well with their treatment, but so far, I sure feel like mine is, so that's the way I'm going to take it. But cancer, oh, wowie. Yes, it's treatable. They've come so far, but it's still so far to go, eh? All right, now, I want this to be a crooked one. You know me and my crooked ones. So we're going to put it here like that. And then this will go over there like that. Maybe I do want a bit of that corner out. There. All right. Now I've shown you before. Let me come down a bit. There. I've shown you before. I will draw a pencil line and put the glue on. But I think we have all graduated, and this is my way that I do it now that I'm comfortable with making these kinds of double-sided tags that can hold things in place. I just figure out where I want it and then glue it in like that. And then you've got a little tag that sticks out and it'll hold things, and then I just slip it off so that it can finish drying. Make sure that it's there we go. Oh, that turned out nice. What do you think? I love both sides. I gotta love a robin sitting on her nest. I bet she's got 5 eggs in there. Huh? All right. So we'll let this dry. We'll get back to it and I'll show you how I made these look older, so that if you have anything that's really bright white and you want it to look really old like this, you can do it with good old ink pads. That was another thing Nancy spoiled me with. I'm all set for the winter. The other week I gave my little reminder, don't forget to get your art glitter glue ordered if you live in a cold area, because you can't get it sent in the winter. They won't ship it in the winter to cold areas. And Nancy spoiled me. And there was... she in with all the goodies, and I am going to do a... I apologize. I'm looking for my linen thingamajiggy. See, I forgot it. Anyhow, what I do, this is one of my old pads, hence it says old. And I just wipe it right on there and make it yellow. Anyhow, Nancy spoiled me and got me a big whacking bottle of art glitter glue, so I'm set for the winter. I think she's going to make me keep to my promise. I promised myself that when the snow flies, I can't thrift anymore, and that all I was going to allow myself to purchase is ink and glue. And she went and got me ink and glue. So that's her way of saying, ha ha, now you got to stick to it. She's insidious, that woman. Anyhow, this is what I do. I just wipe it right on because I want it really nice and yellowed. I think I'm still going to cut these up into small squares and just glue them here or there through the book in little collages. But they're just patterns that William Morris did. His wife was quite artistic as well. And of course, we all know she was also a very popular model for the artist Rossetti, and also very popular romantically with Rossetti, which apparently William was quite all right about. He was busy doing his artwork, and I guess he figured if his wife and his buddy weren't bugging him, you know what? It all works out. All right. So, and then sometimes I'll just give it a little to make sure, because you'll look like you've been into the cigarettes. There we go. All right. So, still want a bit more in there. I just find it's faster and darker to just wipe the paper right onto it. There we go. Now I wonder if I can tear these. Let's try it, shall we? Let's just do it. To quote our beloved Nick the Booksmith, let's just do it. There we go. I'm not finished inking, but the ink I want to do goes around the edge, so that's why I'm doing this tearing first. I think these will make nice little collages. So then I want to This is where it's tricky because you've got to hold this side down really hard because the paper will want to slide out. And just keep that finger down taut so that it won't slide out from underneath. There we go. That one's good. It almost tried to pull a fast one, but we'll have none of that. I hope you're all doing well. From what I've heard, many of the areas here in North America, the fires are finally calming down, but of course now we are into hurricane season. Now, knock on wood, a hurricane is a very rare thing where I live. And because I'm up North Shore Lake Ontario. But they will come back inland towards where I have friends in Nova Scotia, and it can be very, very dangerous for Nova Scotians and upwards of our Canadian provinces. I mean, in addition to the Caribbean and our friends, our neighbors to the south in the US. There we go. All right, so now we have those, and they're yellowed. Now you're going to get whatever brown it is you wish to use. I'm going to use Vintage Photo. And you're just going to go around the edge and make it look old. Oh, I guess I better get in the camera there. And then you're good with your little William Morris should have left one white so that we could enjoy the difference that we can make when we do our faux ephemera. You know what? Using genuine ephemera is such a pleasure. It really is. But I must say, as an artist, creating faux ephemera, is, as an artist, is such a pleasure too. To be able to make something look old when it wasn't is just so much fun. Actually, these are old, but they held their good looks. Hopefully I will do likewise. Because this book is over 100 years old, but the paper in it is such good quality. What did we say it was? 1896? So there we go. Isn't that nice? And now what I can do is I'll be able to put in some, I can make a little collage somewhere here or there in the book, and it'll look really nice. Now, let's come back out a bit. So we made those look old. So now you see, you can do it. You want antique linen. I can't tell you about oxide. You're going to have to work that one out yourself. But if you can get a hold of the ink, that's the one I like. and then whatever dark brown you prefer to use. I really think any of these will work, or even this is a great distress ink, the coffee colored archival ink. It's fantastic. And this is also a good one. This is I forget the color of it. And I went and anyhow, get yourself some brown permanent ink and it'll work fine. It's all in using makeup brushes or sponges. That's the technique. So there we go. Let's put our little tab in and then we will call it a day. I'm going to put it anywhere. What about over here for now? Who knows where it'll be? No, I want it on a far out page. That way it'll stick out from the book. There. And see, then you can use it to hold little tags or little pieces of paper. Tuck it in. On the other side, you can tuck it in. And you can move it about. And you can even put it sideways up on the top and you're good to go. And it's just fun, and you haven't used up a paper clip in the meantime. If you find that you want it to hold tighter, by all means, put a paper clip on it. I had one here and it's gone. Put a paper clip over the top. It'll just add to how nice it looks. All right, I've talked way too long, 42 minutes. That's ridiculous. But I haven't been here all week, so I guess that makes up for it, doesn't it? If you're still here, you know the drill. I hope you'll click like down below. If you haven't subscribed already, I hope you'll subscribe. And I hope you'll say hi down below, and I'll wave back and say hi. And if it's morning, I'll say good morning. And maybe even wave and have a cup of coffee with you. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk soon on the weekend, and I am going to show you the huge haul of goodies that Nancy threw at me and stuffed in my car before I could drive away. Thank goodness I just sort of left the door open and said, "Throw it in, lady, throw it in." And she did. Yay. Take care. Bye.